There are various scenarios in your life in which you're going to find out who's truly with you, who's a true friend, who's truly in love with you or love you. And you're going to see the heart of people. And out of all the variety of scenarios, I'm going to tell you two. One, when you're going through your trials and your tribulations, when you're going through your challenges, whether you're unsaved, but as this video is for believers, if you're an unbeliever and you're listening, you may still be able to relate. But as believers, when you're going through your trials and your tribulations, when you may have fallen into sin, no one fall into sin, but when you sin and you go through your trials and your tribulations, when challenges are going on in your life, whether it's your children, maybe you've lost a spouse, maybe they left you, maybe you lost your job, you're just having a lot of stuff going on. These are the things that's going to occur, that's going to let you know who's truly for you and who is not. Another thing is when you are in need. When you are in need, whether it is financial, whether it's just you need a ride, whatever it may be, guys, this is going to expose the heart of people around you. You may have been that person that when you were in a better place, or even when you were not, even out of the little you had, you always helped other people. You may have been that person that someone can come over and you'd always share a meal. You always look out for them. You were that person where if they didn't have a car, something happened with them, you picked them up from work, you gave them, you picked them up for work, took them home from work, you went out of your way maybe to stop at the store for things that they needed, you picked up their children, you did things for them, you babysat for them, you helped them out. When they were in dire straits, you went and you assisted them. Whenever they needed you were always a phone call away. You always considered them, thought about them and everything. But when you're in trouble, when you are in dire straits, when you are in need of just an ear, you realize you see a different form of that person, almost an indignation, almost as if they've been waiting for this opportunity to say what they've always wanted to say to you. Oh, you see the heart of someone when maybe you need a ride. Maybe your car is in the shop. Maybe you're asking someone to pick you up, and they might do that. But, it can't be you need help maybe for the week. It is a problem. Yet these were the individuals that you let them drive your car. You let them you let them stay at your house. You helped them out when they needed help. But when you are in dire straits, guys, when you are in a financial bind, this is a time that you will see truly who is with you and who is not. You're going to find out who is going to stay and who is going to leave. You're going to find out some people, they don't have that same level of loyalty and empathy and commitment to you as you had for them. All these things will come out. But I want you to know that no matter where you are, continue to call out and pray to God. Continue to call out and pray to God, because where you're at right now is just a part of your journey in this life. You will not always be there. Sometimes you extend your stay by your attitude. You extend your stay, or you exacerbate the situation and make it worse based on how you want to react, or what you feel, or maybe your anger. But I want to encourage you that no matter what is going around you, pray. Even if you just can't say anything other than, Lord, I'm going to trust you, and be still. Get very still. That means when you feel like you want to act out in your flesh and you want to just say and you want to almost charge God foolishly, don't do it. And I'm here to tell you, just as when you are in the ocean, the water, if you just allow yourself to relax, you begin to float. And that current is going to take you. It's going to take you to wherever it is that you need to go as far as in Christ. I'm trying to tell you that God has your steps ordained. If you woke up today, you didn't die. You're not in the hospital. And if you're in the hospital, you're alive. Guys, everything in our life is ordained by God. There are several things that I've experienced in my life. And it was once in just getting to a new duty station in 2016, I discovered there's a tumor in my chest. Okay. There are a lot of little symptoms, and, all along I was thinking it's just something that just required like maybe some physical therapy and all that good stuff. But there was a tumor in the middle of my chest. Okay. It was like the size of a small baby in my chest. It was just sitting on the main artery. You know how we have our heart in the center of our chest and then there's that main artery? It was pushing down on that artery, and it was also slowly pushing my lungs to the side. The only reason why I was able to find out what was going on was I started getting pains in my arms, and that started happening because this tumor was nestling itself to the point that it started to push on the nerves in my arm. Right? And I'm here to tell you guys that I didn't know. I couldn't believe it. Here I was. Now they're saying they have to open my chest and take out this tumor. And I'm like, this was vain me back then. Well, is there any way that you can siphon it out, like from the side? I don't want to cut my shirt. Don't cut me in the middle. I have so many cute tops. Oh, my goodness. But God's peace was with me the whole time. I didn't know before they took it out, they had to check it to see if it was cancerous, to see what it was. There were all these tests. There were always at least 5 or more doctors in my room with me, all of this stuff. I didn't know what was going on. But you know what, guys? Even in that, when I went in, they did the CT scan. I heard the voice of the Lord say to me, they're going to find something, but you're going to be fine. And I was like, what was that about? I had a peace, because at that point, actually, I just got to know the Lord. I was just walking in. I just got saved. And so I was still, I wasn't my best back then, but I knew the Lord. And the Lord said to me, told me they're going to find something. And sure enough, 3 doctors came out and said, we've got to admit you right away. You have a tumor in your chest. Okay. And I didn't know what to expect. All along, I've been doing well in the military. They were wondering why I was still alive. I was still doing, physical fitness, running around, doing all these different things. Nothing. I was dying slowly. And guys, in all of that, the Lord was with me. It was not ideal for me to have my chest cut open. I now have like titanium screws inside of my chest that was used to bring my my chest bones together, my xiphoid bones and all of that together again. Because once your breastbone has been cut, it's just been cut. So I have titanium screws in me. So I'm part bionic. But guys, in all of that, the Lord was with me. So I want you to know that no matter what you're going through, God is with you. And even when you start to see the ugliness in people, God sometimes allow that to happen to you so you can see who's there. So you can see who's truly there with you. You see how people will treat you when you're in the valley of the shadow of death. You see how people treat you when you're no longer in that esteemed position and now you're in a place of sorrow. You see how people are. You see who's with you in the hospital. You see who's going to come and who's not. You're going to see who's going to criticize you and tell you that it must have been something you did. And God is, this is God recompense to you. You're going to see who's going to stay. You're going to see who's going to leave you when you're not so attractive anymore. When you had some problems in your thyroid and now you're gaining weight. Will that husband, will that wife stay with you? Will they stay with you when you're in a wheelchair? Did they stay with you when you were hospitalized, when they thought you were going to die? When COVID changed your financial status, how was it? All these things, guys, are eye openers. And it tells you this, to trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. The Lord exposes your enemies through circumstances. The Lord will show you who is true and who is not. And you're going to find that most of your help and your loyalty is going to come from a few. And often it's going to come from people you did not even expect it to come from. Those who will turn their backs on you are those that you thought was going to be there. This is not always the case. But to somebody listening, you know what I'm talking about. But in all of that, what does the Lord want you to do? Look to him, because even those that's around you, that's been loyal to you and that stayed and that helped you, that stranger, that person that you weren't even the closest with, that helped you, he doesn't want you to start to look to them. You can thank them, but realize God brings and removes people out of your life. It's by the grace of God that they have had the heart to do this thing for you and help you. But in everything, guys, continue to look to God. Don't take your eyes off of him. Don't charge him foolishly when you begin to see who's around you and how they're treating you. You know, I continue to read the book of Job, and there's just so much in it. And I want to say in chapters 37 and 38, in 37, Job is reflecting on when he was the one that was helping. He was the one helping others. He was the one that was respected. In 38, he goes to talk about how people are mistreating him now. You know, just disrespecting him, mocking him, no longer holding him in reverence because of where he was at in his life. But as I said, in Job chapter 42 is where everything turns around for him. And I'm here to tell you, your chapter 42 is coming. Stay close to God, look to God, and always take these situations as a learning experience to know who is for you and who's not. And don't hate them, but take note and move forward in the Lord.